What's that, Pikachu? Are you telling me there's a new fresh fragrance just dropped by the natural fragrance brand Loewe and I haven't heard about it? Yeah, it's super fresh. Gotta check it out. I'm on the job. Let's go. Just for that, aka Fresh Mark Sense. I am on the job and I'm gonna get this no matter what the cost straight from online. Beep, boop, beep. Oh, would you look at that? It's the freshness straight from online. Woo. Low Agua drop. Yes. Sorry about all of this trash in the background. There is nothing getting in the way between me and this fragrance. I found this after finding this. I was on a random search, just exploring like a crazy Pokemon about the shop, looking at different fragrances that really inspire me. And I was kind of at the end of my journey thinking there's nothing really new. I smell a lot of new things. I have fragrances from Brazil and the like. And here comes a natural brand claiming to be like the one and only. I've been looking for a replacement for this for a while. I've been looking for a replacement of this for a while. Tom Ford Mandarin Diamalfi Aqua. And this is the replacement finally here, 100 mil. It smells similar to Mandarina de Amalfi with the zesty nature of it. And then you have, let me crawl over here, you have the freshness of Mercedes Benz, the Move, a very nice aquatic fresh one, but it smells more refined with orange blossom, which makes it smell similar to Prada Iris Decidra's orange blossom note with a slight powdery nature with the woods in here as well, which are stronger than this, which is its downside. This is a very nice iris and cedar fragrance, very powdery, very fresh, very unisex as well. This is the first truly unisex fragrance that I've ever bought, and there's going to be lots more, and I'm researching more. Sorry for this massive TV, whatever, in the way. Next, it smells. What other comparisons have I got? The last comparison I have before I completely pan out and show you how disgusting my room is. Sorry, it's not that bad. The last one that really smelled like they just picked out to me. That smell. Honey blossom, the sourness, the freshness, the aldehydic smell of Lemeo Jean Paul Gaultier. What is it called? What is this called? This is called I Love Gaultier Special Limited Edition, which has a very powdery, fresh note. And to be honest, it has elements of all four of these perfumes. A little bit closer to Superman, but Superman has a lot more bubblegum sweetness. This is more natural than the Superman's bubblegum sweetness mint. It does have sweetness, but it's not as minty, despite the notes, excuse me. So, it has elements of Mercedes Benz The Move. It has elements of I Love Gaultier, Jean Paul Gaultier, limited edition, so you won't really find that anywhere. Elements of Prada Iris Decidra, and finally, the Mac Daddy of them all, the Godfather, the original that has been sadly discontinued, that we're all trying to emulate, unfortunately. Tom Ford Mandarina Diamalfi Aqua. Well, fortunately, we know the right way we're going. So, these four perfume culminate in the scent of Low Agua. Now, I have done a video of this before, but I have to release this properly and go through the scents. Now, I've worn a little bit on my clothes from before. It was super fresh, super compliment getting. Like I was on the bus and I was basically swarmed, not just because it was a uh, crowded bus. I'm talking about people just slowly moving closer and closer and closer to get the scent of this. It was like it was quite amusing actually, because I knew what the scent was, but people were just like, the ladies just sort of like, what is that? And it was sort of just moving ever so closer and closer until I realized this is the half the bus was on one side and the other half was kind of empty. So I was like, wow, that really had an effect. I wasn't wearing any other perfume and decided to wear a new t-shirt for this, just to wear it nicely. And it starts with a very sort of tangy, sour, fresh, a bergamot and bergamot, and almost yuzu like bergamot with orange blossom. So the orange blossom is a very heady fragrance, a very opulent fragrance, like a white floral. And to mix the sourness of bergamot, very fresh, zingy, yuzu like bergamot, with the labdanum. Labdanum is a leather, like floral, dark floral, leathery kind of scent. And it's supposed to be a kind of resin, but it's used a lot in perfumery. But on its own, without other leathery notes, is quite hard to distinguish. I just know it as a leather smell, and I think it gives it its animalic touch, which makes it similar to Mandarina di Amalfi as well, in its usage of white musk and civet, which is very characteristic of it. The natural flowers are here. I think it's not really like a wildflower note as Tom Ford has in Mandarina di Amalfi, but it has a very nice, without going into too much of a herbal nature, it has like a geranium and very fresh, almost minty herbal characteristics. It has a geranium, has the white musk, it's zingy, fresh, and the orange blossom just carries really well on the skin. For me, it carries really well on the skin. So this is one reason why I tested it and done the review only with a small vial earlier, because I wanted to see how it lasted on my skin. Some people, after I reviewed it, some people, when I checked the Fragrantica reviews, said they only last between 4 to 6 hours. But then again, Tom Ford Mandarina di Amalfi only lasts about 2 to 6 hours. For people like that who have skin chemistry that citruses don't really push that well, and citruses don't really push that well anyway. They last for about 5 hours. So I think that this will last about 6 hours. But for me, I was surprised that this perfume lasted longer. I think it's the labdanum that really made it last longer. It has an almost vanilla effect when you add a resin, in that it makes the fragrance last longer in the longevity of the fragrance, like just the shelf life. But I was surprised how much of an effect it made in the longevity of the projection, which is what we're talking about here, that it actually projected for, well, I mean, in the first 2 hours, you get a really good projection. And I would say projection goes down to about, wow, I need to wear it fully for a whole day. I tried to wear as much as I could on that day, and the projection, from my knowledge, went down after about 2 to 3 hours, and it stayed as a skin scent for the rest of the 4 hours. So I was surprised how long it lasted on the skin and had moderate projection. But at the same time, I was also surprised that it only projected for about 2 hours outwardly, for a long time before it resided closer to the skin. So I'd say 2 hours, maybe 2.5 hours, and the rest of the 7 or 6 hours on the skin. So you get about 4 hours to 3 hours on the skin after your 2 hours. So it adds up 5.5 hours to 7 hours basically in total, with 2 hours projection. So, boring bit out of the way. I probably bored the hell out of you, sorry. It's a zingy, fresh, airy perfume, and I can't get enough of that zingy combination of that bergamot, which is very limey, and like yuzu, and it's very tropical. It's giving green facets as well that are very tropical and zesty, um, like a lime zest. They are mixing very well with the white floral of orange blossom. It's almost like orange blossom is a perfect floral canvas for this very vibrant bergamot. But it's not just bergamot. Some people say they just smell bergamot. I smell the sort of sour animalic note of labdanum, and I think it mixes very well with the white musk, which makes it hold on my skin as a man very well. Now, I want to put this out there that this is a fragrance which is unisex, but a lot of places advertise this as a ladies' perfume for women. Let me just put this out there. A lot of Tom Ford fragrances, including Tom Ford Black Orchid, were designed or marketed first for women, but men started wearing it because they found that the animalic leather notes and cacao and leather and labdanum and civet worked really well with their skin, with their florals. The chocolate, floral, and leather emerged, and we had 20 years of fruit and leather perfumes, and fruit patchouli and leather perfumes, and elixir perfumes with a lot of tonka bean, but they still have that cacao connection, let's say, like a lot of chocolate or a lot of rum or a lot of tonka bean and some leather. So the format, it really changed the format and the way we look at perfumes. And I think that this is one of those perfumes that is monumental in its deconstruction of orange blossom in the same way that Prada Amber Pour Homme. I'm going to say this because this is discontinued, but I've kept it for life for momentous occasions. In the same way that Prada Amber Pour Homme Eau de Toilette was great for orange blossom, this is a revolution in orange blossom. So it happened with Prada, it happened with Tom Ford, and it's really happening with Low Aqua Drop. When this drop for me, it's special. I mean, let's go through it again. Zingy top note, airy, fresh overtones after when it's dried down, and later on, let's get a bit that is been sprayed for a while. It's just a sweet musk at the end. It's a sweet green natural musk at the end, and that's what's fantastic about it. So definitely check it out in stores. It's Selfridges, Low Agua Drop, fantastic perfume. Get the 100 mil. It is sometimes £180 for 180 mil. Sorry, £180 for 100 mil. However, if you really look for it, you can find it for 110. I got it for I think 124 including taxes, but for some reason I think they covered that import tax of about £12. Luckily for me, but yeah. So check it out. Low Agua Drop. Get it in 100 mil because 50 mil is kind of expensive, but it's a fantastic airy perfume. It's gonna last you maximum of 5 to 7 hours, so don't expect too much longevity, but it's definitely for the moment and definitely worth topping up if it has a nice longevity of 5 hours and a good projection of 2 hours. So check it out. Whatever you do, people, stay free and stay fresh. Enjoy summer.